So you might just want to go out to the water as we take a look right now at Freedom Boat Club by Lake Norman. It looks like I saw a couple of boats.
I just saw a pontoon leaving. I was like, that's where I want to be.
That sounds hot, though.
It does sound hot. That's a slow-moving boat on a hot day.
Right.
In the sun.
All right, weather producer James Burton here now for us on this weather alert day. James, thanks for pinch hitting.
You're anytime.
I mean, you know so much about so much. So hanging out here in the Live Impact studio, and I know you're getting ready and your hands in so many pockets, but let's talk about this weather alert day because we have a lot of things to get to, especially with the heat indices.
Yes, and we've been talking about this at length at 6:30 each night on Live Impact Weather right here on WCNC Plus. But the heat. As Chris was just talking about, Jane, we've got this heat streak of days consecutively, day after day after day, where it's over 90 degrees. And that streak would be even longer if it wasn't for the fact that Chantal brought that one day in where we were below 90 degrees. So when Chris was just talking about, one of the longest stretches we've had in a while, it would be even longer if we just removed a day or two and put those two blocks together. So if you're having a hard time remembering the last time it wasn't over 90 degrees outside, you're not alone. As we go into the weekend, it is important to take precautions, and this is why we are weather alert today. So you need to watch for heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So if you start to feel faint or dizzy, heat exhaustion comes with excessive sweating. So that is kind of the first step that maybe your body is having a hard time cooling itself down. Now, if you actually stop sweating altogether, Jane, that's even worse. That's heat stroke. That is an emergency situation where you may need to call 911 because your body is completely unable to cool itself down. And Jane, the reason the body has a hard time cooling itself down, as Brad Panovich has told us time and time again on Live Impact Weather, is because your body sweats in order to cool itself down. But when there is so much moisture in the air, that sweating mechanism just does not work.
You just reminded me I need to take a drink right now.
I was like,
everyone is reaching
we
for
need
water
to stay
now.
hydrated. We need to stay hydrated, friends. Okay, so extreme. I'm looking at this graphic: heat exhaustion versus heat stroke, friends. So take a look at the symptoms. Get to a cool place. Drink plenty of water. Okay, or just go to the water too. Right? Look at this beautiful shot of Myrtle Beach.
Well, you think about that because we were talking about if you stop sweating, that's like a danger. I think about it because, of course, like I have a dog and everything. If the dog stops panting while you're outside in a hot day, like that's emergency 911.
Yes.
So
Same idea.
Watch out for your furry friends as well if you're taking them outside, because if they're panting, if they stop panting, that's an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. What else do we have here?
Well, we've been talking about the fact, and this is the reason we're weather alert, right? The heat index is so high. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's the temperature combined with the moisture outside that makes that real feel temperature or the heat index. So it's going to feel like it's 105 degrees outside today when you consider what the heat and the moisture are doing together. And this graphic explains why we're in this situation. It's because warmer air can hold more moisture. And it's really that moisture that is kind of supercharging the impacts from that heat. So whether you look at it as a summertime thing, whether you look at it as a longer term climate thing, the fact that the air is warmer means that the air is holding more moisture, and it is that moisture, Jane, that really bogs us down. It's why if you ever hear somebody say, I went to Arizona and it was 100 degrees, but it was a dry heat. It's because they don't have that same moisture that we have here in the Carolinas.
All right. Very good. And then I know, like I mentioned, Weather Impact Show later tonight at 6:30. What are you working on tonight?
Tonight at 6:30, right here, wherever you're watching WCNC Plus, Brittany Van Voorhees is going to take us through not only the latest on the heat forecast, but also there are places in Charlotte and many urban settings where it actually is even warmer than maybe where your neighbor is a mile or two down the road. It's called the urban heat island effect. It is a side effect of the concrete jungle that so many of us live in. This is a map from Climate Central that shows the mapping for Charlotte, where thousands of people are experiencing temperatures that feel a few degrees warmer than what the thermometer might say because of that urban heat island effect.
I'm going to zoom into my neighborhood. I want to see if I'm, where
if
I'm
you're
at.
in the urban
what shade
hot
am I
zone.
in?
Yes.
And so concrete jungle, where dreams are made of, but not
Dreams are made of.
not these kinds of dreams, though.
Not to be
friends.
confused with they pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
Right. So we might want to just think about where we could go instead of outside, right?
Stay inside.
Stay
Yes, staying
inside.
inside. And this is a perfect segue because parked outside our building right now is
Whee!
the Ghostbusters car.
And that